Good morning, students. Today I want to start chapter 6, that is inheritance, the extending classes, chapter 6. So today I want to explain what is inheritance. Already we have discussed this topic in object oriented programming. So one of the characteristics of object oriented programming is inheritance. As we know, there are five characteristics: abstraction, encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism, modularity. So now today we will go in details about the inheritance. Now first of all, let me explain what is inheritance. The technique of deriving a new class from an old one is called inheritance. That means what? Inheritance means what? In a very easy way, let me explain that you are the child and your parents are having some features which you have inherited from them. So this word you have already got in lower classes in biology. So here also in the program also some parents class will be there. From there some features we will inherit. So from which class we will inherit some features, that class will be a base class, and that means let me read the paragraph what it is being displayed on the screen. You can see the technique of deriving a new class from an old one is called inheritance. The old class is referred to as base class and the new class is referred to as derived class. That means what? Your parents are base class and you are the derived class or subclass. So inheritance concept allows programmers to define a class in terms of another class, which makes creating and maintaining application easier. When writing a new class, instead of writing new data member and member functions all over again, so why we use this inheritance? That is, whatever the feature it is there in the base class, to reduce writing the features again in the new class, to avoid that we use this inheritance properties. That means some of the features we are copying from the base class. So that's why we use the inheritance. Now what is the syntax, how to use the inheritance? So this is the syntax, it is there in your book also. You can see class derived class name, page number you can see 247. Now first of all let me explain you the different forms of inheritance. What are the different types of inheritance? So let us go to that part. So come to that part first. Forms of inheritance. So there are how many types, how many forms? There are 5 forms. You can see through the diagram in your book also it is there. I am showing through, that means one of the page from net I have open and I am showing you the diagram from there only, so that you can match it. You can see page number 246 on your book, different forms of inheritance. Number 1, single inheritance. Means single inheritance means what? When you are, that means inheriting, or you are using the some features of one class to the base class, then it is called single inheritance. So come to the diagram, you can see class B is a base class and class A is the derived class. That means class A is the base class and class B is the derived class. That means class B is inheriting some features from class A. So this is called single inheritance. Now come to the multiple inheritance. See class C. Class C is inheriting some features from class A and from B also. That means class A and class B are the base class and class C is the derived class. So here you can see hierarchical inheritance. So when many subclasses inherit from a single base class, that means from single, this is the single base class, and many subclasses, that means derived class B also inheriting some features from A, some class C also inheriting some features from A, class D also inheriting some features of A. That means single base class is A and many derived class are there. So that means it is just opposite to your multiple inheritance. Multiple inheritance means what? There are many base classes but only one derived class is inheriting from many base classes. But in hierarchical inheritance, it is what it is doing, just opposite of multiple inheritance. What it is doing, it is three of the base derived class is inheriting from class A. So I think I can make you the topic clear. So next is come to the multi-level inheritance. What it is going on? Class A, here you can see the diagram. By diagram only you can come to know class A, class B and class C. So you can see class A is the base class of class B. That means class B is inheriting some features from class A, and class C is inheriting the features from class B. Class C is not directly inheriting, that means using the features of class A. Indirectly it is using with the help of class B. So class A is the base class of class B and class B is the base class of class C. So it is called multi-level inheritance. Now next is hybrid inheritance. That means what? Here you can see the paths are different. That means class A is the base class of class B and D. You can see here, and class B and class D is the base class of class C. That means mixture of multiple and hierarchical inheritance is called hybrid inheritance. So I think I can make you clear. Now come to the part one of the example of multiple inheritance. You will copy it now. Just I will scroll it slowly so that you can copy from the video. So this is the first line, you just copy it. I am reading, it is the example of multiple inheritance. In this type of inheritance, a single derived class may inherit from two or more base classes. In this program you can see how it is. I want to show you first. See here, class stud. Okay, class stud. So this is one class. This is the base class and this is the another base class. That means two base classes. You can see on your book, or I want to show you the diagram, how many base classes are there. There are multiple inheritance means what? There are you can see in the above diagram, multiple inheritance, how many base classes are there? Two base classes are there. So from two base classes, one class, that means derived class, is inheriting some features. So let us compare with the diagram, the program. See here, one class here. So inside this class the variables they have given protected, and another function is there, and another class extracurricular class. So this is another class, so there they have introduced extracurriculum, there xm, another variable, and one function it is there. And then you can see here class output. This is another class which is called derived class, and this derived class is inheriting the feature from the base class stud and extracurriculum. So how to write that? See, this is the class output is a derived class, and stud and extracurriculum is the base class. So from these two base classes, the output is deriving some features. So here you see in two variables they have introduced in this class and one function. Now the main program, let us see the main program. Main program is this one. So output is the object of O. What is O? O is the object of which class? I think you can remember the object and class concept. You can come to know that is class output. Output is one class and it is being created object of that class output O. Now O dot get. Now where is this get comes from? Get comes from the, let us see, get comes from the stud class, but it is being called by which class? Can you see here? You can see here output O dot get. So output is a derived class. So from derived class, a base class functions is being calling out. So then O dot get some O dot display. So every functions are calling by the reference object, that is output derived class, but some of the features is being used from the base class. So this is how the multiple inheritance works. So now let me show you the whole program. Let me show you the whole program. So that you can write, yes, write it down. Just I am dictating. Hash include iostream, use namespace std, class stud protected int roll m1 comma m2, then public void. You can make it pause and you can write it down. Just in the that's why I am just waiting for your response. That means so that you can write. You write the program. After that, so after typing this program, I want to show you the output simultaneously. So this is how int main, this is the main program and the class is being written before. So after getting executed, you can see the output is also given. Enter the roll number, enter the two highest marks, then they have given the marks. Enter the marks for extracurricular activities 36, then the output came. So now you can compare the output along with your program. You can try it out on your machine also. You can see you can verify the output with your program. So this is one example of multiple inheritance. Next is hierarchical inheritance. You can see hierarchical inheritance I have already explained you. So hierarchical inheritance means base class is 1 and from a single base class 3 the derived class has been inheriting the from the base class. So this is how the syntax is. This is how the syntax. So one example I want to show. So you can see the example. You copy the example on your copy and just you try it out. You try on your machine. So here is the main program. This is the example of hierarchical inheritance. You write it down on the copy because one important information I want to share with you. For the final exam, you need to make a practical copy. There at least 50 programs you have to write it down on your copy related to different chapters. So from each chapter there should be 5 programs minimum. So you write it from your book, or with some programs I am also sharing with you, that also you can write. Along with the programs you have to write the output also. In the white page you have to write the output, and in the single line page you write the program. So like that, total minimum program should be 50. So you have to write on your practical copy, and that practical copy will be sealed and signature should be given from your faculty. So you will submit on the school before final exam. I will let you know which date you have to submit, so that we can give the signature and the principal's seal should be there. So otherwise you will not be allowed to sit on the exam. So another thing, you have to create a project work. One project is there of 10 marks. So that project also you have to create. So that I will help you after finishing the course. I will help you how to do. You follow the instructions and do the project, otherwise your result will be withheld. So take it seriously whatever the information I have given. So all of you, I think you have noted down the program. Should I scroll again? Which part you have missed? You can write it down. I am scrolling again. You can compare hierarchical inheritance. So this is the example of hierarchical inheritance. So you can see the output what it is given. You see student enter data, they have given the data, displaying data, then staff data, then displaying data. So this is the output of this program. You can compare it and you can do the practice at home by using your device. So two examples I have shown you of multiple inheritance and hierarchical inheritance. So you like that, so many examples are there on your book also, you can follow it. So I think I can make you clear what is the inheritance meaning. So some programs are also there in your book, page number 256, then page number 258. So you can follow it and you can go through the chapter. So this is up to today's class. In the next class I will start our next chapter, that is chapter 7. It is not there in your course. Chapter 7, you can strike it out, it is omitted, data file handling. So we will start the next chapter next day, that is chapter 8. Chapter 8 is pointer chapter. Next we will start in the next day. Thank you.